Last time we were in Cologne, we docked right next to the cathedral in the middle of town. This time it was a 15-minute bus ride and then a long walk before we got into town.
To tour the city, you are going to see that it looks like
Cologne.
nothing happened. Everything refurbished, everything reconstructed, and everything looks in Cologne astonishing. But
While the cathedral was hit 14 times by bombs and heavily damaged, the structure remained mainly intact. One reason is that its twin spires were an easy navigational landmark for the Allied bombers. The cathedral, the complete name is the Cathedral Church of St. Peter, is a renowned monument of Gothic architecture, was declared a World Heritage Site in 1996. The cathedral is the second tallest church in Germany and the third tallest in the world. At 515 feet tall, the cathedral is the tallest twin-spired church in the world. Also has the world's third largest church interior. It can hold over 20,000 people.
next to the cathedral, they have the original store of the place where Eau de Cologne was invented, and there it's this small shop with the number 4711.5 glasses, but it is served in these 0.2 glasses. And why is that? Because they like the beer to be cold and fresh all the time. You're getting to one of the restaurants, no matter which one, or a beer pub, and you order a beer. If you order a Kolsch, they are coming in these glasses. And if you finish the glass and you're talking to your friends, they are just stopping by. All the waiters are having this type of tray. They're stopping by, they're taking the empty glass, and they are putting a new one on your table without even asking you, because the culture in Cologne is that unless you are putting the coaster on top of the beer glass, they keep on coming. Well, first time I was in Cologne, I didn't know that, and I ended up having 10 beers because they are 0.2. They are cold, they are very, very fresh, so...
Full old pub. This is a church in honor of Saint Martin. He gave his cloak to a beggar in maybe 900 something. Martin giving his cloak to the beggar. It's the town hall tower. There's 120 statues that were people that were selected. There were 5 women. The women complained. Now there's 18. And a female mayor in the town. Adenauer is up there. He was born here in Cologne. Evidently, when the clock strikes the hour, this man sticks out his tongue. This way, the bourgeois demonstrated their victory over the patricians during the transfer of power into their hands in the 15th century.
Claudia Agrippinensin. Agrippina. She was born here. Her father had been a very important military commander in this region. He was
This was the Jewish quarter. It's all under reconstruction. There will be a big museum down underground. 16th century palace. Renaissance rulers had their offices here. Loggia is attached to the tower of the old city hall that we just saw a few minutes ago. We came around the corner and saw the loggia. Pontius Pilate was stationed here for a while. This is the Jewish Museum under construction. and it does continue down underground. They don't know when it'll be open. This is what's left of the Roman sewer. It was quite advanced at that time. Unbelievable amount of construction around here, destroying what was here before. There's the cathedral. They still find unexploded bombs around here and have to evacuate schools and hospitals, etc., while they get rid of it. It was one Roman house. The whole building is now a museum and of course rebuilt. It was just the foundation that was still here. It was here for about 300 years. The museum is closed, but we're looking through the window and a beautiful mosaic down there. It is fantastic. By the way, the cathedral is not dirty. It's mostly made of sandstone, which reacts with sulfuric acid in rain, turning it this dark gray. We were told they can't blast it off as it would damage the stone. Beautiful stained glass windows in the cathedral. Supposedly, the bones of the three wise men are in that gold casket. Other guy. Some more stained glass. Actually, that one's pretty easy to figure out. A lot of them are complicated and too detailed. Edith Stein was a German Jewish philosopher who converted to Christianity and became a nun. She joined a monastery in Cologne, and in 1938 she and her sister, also a nun, went to the Netherlands for their safety. However, in 1942, all baptized Jews in the occupied Netherlands were arrested by the Gestapo, and they were sent to Auschwitz, where they were murdered 7 days later. She has been canonized as a martyr and saint, and she's one of 6 patron saints of Europe. The monument represents Edith Stein in 3 periods of her life. First, as a Jewish woman, then as a young lady with doubts and a strong desire to find a new orientation in life, and finally we see her as a strongly believing nun. The shoes represent footwear taken from the inmates of Nazi concentration camps. In the evening, we took an optional tour, Cologne's beer culture and dinner. First stop was Peter's Brauhaus. In 1544, a brewery was first mentioned in the tax records of Cologne. In 1898, it was replaced by a cotton mill. Then in 1994, the Peters Brewery remained. Girls, glass ceiling, food, and beer were great. Room full of Viking passengers from at least a couple ships. Experience here in the restaurant where we had a bathroom. After that, dinner with good food and a ferocious noise from the other 100 Viking guests inside. We've walked to this place. It's supposedly local, but I can see more Viking people and people with name tags. This is one of the few houses that survived World War II and the bombings, and it was built in 1472. Last, a restaurant that was quiet enough to hold a conversation, and there was a beautiful view of the Rhine out back.